Good evening, folks. We are back on more Dark Tide. Well, I inevitably sort the interface. Who are you? What are you? And to celebrate, it's World Lizard Day, motherfuckers. What's your favourite lizard? Starting with Rowan.
Oh shit. Okay, that's... Hi, I'm Rowan. I'm playing Juniper, a very small cat creature. Favourite lizard.
Pick a card, pick a card, pick a card.
I like all of them, pretty much. Slow worms are cool. I found slow worms the other week and I got to hold them, and they were legless and lizardy. They were cute. We'll go with that.
Alright. Next we have Mr. Eden.
Hello, I'm Eden. I'm playing Wraith, who's a Tevinter mage, come mortician, come sometimes lawyer impersonator. And my favourite lizard is a Komodo dragon, because they're big and scary, and yeah, they're the king of the lizards right now, until we kill them all. And
Morbid way of looking at it, but okay.
sorry.
Amy.
My mind just
probably
suddenly went
also-
to like, how they might be extinct, and let's not go down that line.
Pretty
Yeah,
unlikely. They eat humans.
yeah. Rowan, I hate to disappoint, but eating humans is one of the prime factors towards a species extinction.
Well, they mostly eat already dead humans. They dig up graves.
Okay, that's a bit better. I mean, not for the
graves are
graves, but
lizards.
it's better for their survival.
I like lizards.
Grave robbing lizards, I love it.
Character idea
Nom
when?
nom. Cadaver nom.
Cadaver nom.
Cadaver nom. Oh, that's good, I like that one.
Right.
Hello,
Amy.
I am Amy. Yes. Hello, I am Amy. I play Ruth Yusuf, our Dalish elf healer. He is a very grumpy boy and is quite happy to be whole again, though I'm not entirely certain how last week happened with Ruth and his escapades, but okay. We'll roll with it. My favourite lizards, I am going to go for something extinct and say a velociraptor because they're fucking cool. And I want to be a raptor, always. Always want to be a raptor.
I don't think they're technically lizards.
Don't care.
Why are they not
Don't
technically
care.
lizards?
They're archosaurs.
Yeah.
Are archosaurs not lizards?
Well, dinosaurs and archosaurs are different from the squamates,
birds.
which I believe is the lizard line. If I remember, this is going back like 4 years. Squamates are the
Go
lizards
for
and
it.
the snakes, and then you have the archosauria, which splits into the dinosaurs and the other ones. Crocodilomorphs on that side that lead down into birds. So they're
Pete,
a
are you
different
baiting your
branch.
cat? Yes, you are.
That was perfectly timed.
That was brilliant.
That was good.
I'm trying to listen to Ryan, and then I'm looking at you, and I'm like, what is he doing?
I'm not doing
And
it.
I'm like,
It's probably a good idea. Don't listen to me.
No, I'm listening. I just was holding this pipe cleaner. Just here. Oh, he's got grumpy that I've been holding and not giving it to him.
we're a barrel of cats today.
Yep. And finally, Mr. Tom.
Hi. I'm playing someone new again.
Victor Overhill.
No, the same as last time.
Yeah, just your
And the time before that. That's 3 sessions he's lost so far.
Yeah, your overlay is the wrong character, but I don't have another one, and I'm not good like AJ.
It
so I can't
is
do better.
Victor Overhill, and he is like a bard, I guess, trying to strike it big in the big city, the big smoke or something. I don't know. He's not really an adventurer, if I'm honest. But you know, he's got lots of song ideas at least. Favorite lizard, skink, just because I like the sound of the word skink. Also, I've had a skink, glow-in-the-dark skink toy since I was like 5. And every so often I find it again, I'm like, oh my god, it's the skink! And I hang it up somewhere. And then at some point I'm like, man, I should really put that away in a box somewhere, and I do. Until, 2 years later when I find it again.
You're adorable, Tom. All right.
Also Warhammer. Warhammer has lots of skinks.
It has lots of skinks, yes.
Skinks.
The lizard men will rule all until the orcs come. Anyway, so what happened last week?
A plant.
Well, we were all sat in the bar, and somebody came in and was like, "Things are happening outside." So yeah, we all rushed out and had a look, and there was a big plant with some giant tomatoes that had blown up to pumpkin size and were looking a bit dodgy. They had purple veins all over them. So we tried to set fire to them, and that kind of worked a little bit. And then we dug about and tried to get to the roots, and we... trying to think of order of events. At what point did you... Because Victor went and dealt with the townspeople and tried to get them on side to actually do something about this.
Which worked surprisingly well, in that it worked even slightly. It was... I'm not sure. I think it was when... I'm not sure if it was when the roots started growing towards the town, or when you, like... I think you attacked one of the tomatoes and it burst, and the seeds immediately took root and started growing into more ones. And that's when I ran off, and you guys were like, "Well, he didn't last long." Just panicked and ran off. But no, I was getting the townsfolk. I convinced them it was a demon fruit and they needed to kill it or something.
Indeed. So then we kind of dug into the roots a bit, and we got the townspeople to find flammable material, and somebody managed to find a barrel of gunpowder. So we dug just about a big enough hole to get the barrel into it, and then kind of just blew everything up, and it revealed...
Right at the base of the roots, wasn't it?
Yeah, it revealed a big crater with a octopus-like creature that was actually the source of whatever was going on there, writhing around at the bottom. Vincenzo, I remember the climax. I'm trying to think of just what happened just before that. We kind of threw a bunch of... You got the townspeople to throw burning stuff down there.
Before that, you guys were... While you guys were doing the powder barrel and, like, just hurling fireballs at it and trying to slow it down, I got the townsfolk to, like, chop up and stomp and set on fire all the weeds that were, like, growing. And then after the explosion, the townsfolk just lobbed, flaming pitch and bits of wood and anything that was on fire or could burn into just into a big old dumpster fire or crater fire, I guess. And then you and Vincenzo teamed up and did a cool combo attack.
Yeah, I put thorned roots down. We were trying to just slow this thing down because it was trying to crawl out of the pit. And then out of the blue, Vincenzo decided that it was time to just slide down the hill, do a kind of leap, and plunge his sword into the creature, which actually worked out, mercifully. And then he channeled lightning through it and kind of blew the whole thing up. Just like it reacted very strongly to the attack. Nice. And he was left with a bloodied arm, if memory serves. So Wraith came tumbling down the hill after him, healed him up, and then we kind of got back to... If memory serves, we went back to the inn after that and kind of was like, well, that was something.
Yeah, basically.
I was surprised I remember any of that, to be honest.
There was a little bit of false lawyering as well, because at one point it had gone quite sour with the townsfolk, and I decided as Wraith to run in and be like, right, let's put on the fake authority and see if this works. And it did, mercifully.
There was lawyering, there was bread. That all makes sense.
Ah, Ruth missed getting bread. God damn it.
They were on it.
Good.
It's not for you, it's for the lawyer. Come on now.
Lawyers need their bread, we all know this. Right, okay, so we'll carry on from there. So as I think last week ended with you all sort of sitting back down at the bar, slightly singed, slightly exhausted from your ordeal, and you could still hear the giggling from upstairs as Ruth, as we said, had taken several, well, I think we had 2 barmaids up with them. Don't know if Ruth wants me to change this to 2 barmen or not, but
No, just leave it, ladies. They're learning how to play chess.
Okay.
But Ruth is drunk, so it's strip chest.
Okay. So we go up the stairs. Sorry, you stay at the bottom. As you all sort of settle down and start sort of calmness begins to resume, the door is kicked in and there's 3 very heavily armed guards charge in. One of them barks at the barman, "Where is she?"
Oh god.
He feebly points upstairs, and the 3 of them sort of stomp quite menacingly up the stairs.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna nudge Vincenzo, who I'm assuming is with us, although possibly slightly asleep in his alcohol, and say, "Now that is a menacing stomp. You see that? Classic menacing stomp. Beautiful."
I can stomp too. And Juniper hops up and starts jumping up and down on the table.
No. You gotta stomp one and then the other. That's how you stomp menacing.
She tries, but little paw pads just like boop, boop.
Wraith is wearily watching where those guys have gone, kind of pinching his nose. It never bloody ends around here.
I should have stayed in Taventa, goddammit.
Was the armor recognizable in any way, shape, or form?
No, it does seem to be much more like a town guard armor than anything else.
Okay.
So at this point, they sort of stomp upstairs, the 3 of them. They kick down the door to Ruth's room, revealing Ruth half asleep on the bed, semi-clothed, staring at 2 almost fully unclothed girls trying to play chess in front of him. They look at both of them, they grab one of them and start pulling her out of the room.
Bye!
I like the idea that you just go, "Well, I haven't finished teaching them en passant yet." It's like, is it en passant? God, it's been so long since
no
I actually
idea.
played chess.
I know
I've
what you
memory.
mean by that, but my brain is trying to think of anything else that's even remotely similar. So, yes.
Ruth was just teaching them chess. That's all he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh, yeah.
decided to get. He just decided to up the sticks for them.
Mm-hmm. So, one of them is frantically like trying to kick her way out of the guards. The 2 of them just drag her off. The other bar girl just looks really awkwardly at Ruth, like, did you anything to do with this?
I have no idea. I know nothing.
Okay. So the rest of you watch as this screaming, kicking barmaid is just pulled downstairs and taken out the front door.
Oh, quite the fracas. Hang on, wasn't that one of the barmaids that Ruth took upstairs? Oh, we'd better get after him. Our companion might be in trouble. And Wraith stands up, looking a bit concerned.
I'd like to stand up and immediately fall over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I like the idea that Ruth has just appeared in a bathrobe at the top of the stairs, just like, where is she gone?
No, she's like, she owes the girl coin. She's forfeited the match.
At this point, a small voice behind Ruth goes, "Does that mean I win her clothes then?"
I suppose it does, really. On you go.
Okay. The other
Have
girl,
I-
Congratulations, you win a small prize.
the other girl picks up all the stuff, and as she picks them up, you notice a small book falls out of one of the pockets of the clothes onto the floor.
Oh, I'll take that. I quite like a good read.
Okay. You pick up the book, and as you open it to see what it is, a note falls out onto the floor in front of you. You again pick this up, and it seems to be a will from a noble.
Oh.
I shall carry on reading. Oh, this is interesting.
It says, "I hereby leave all my worldly wealth to Tiffany."
That's a very short will. Can we have a lawyer?
Not have any bread.
I don't. I think Ruth does.
I do.
Somewhere.
Ruth does.
To pay the lawyer. Wait, the lawyer's on our side. Why are we
Exactly.
paying him?
We don't have to pay the lawyer. The lawyer is on our side.
it's all good. I'll make it wherever it needs to be. I think in the meantime, Wraith has crept up the stairs cautiously and poked his head around the corner to try and spy where these guards have gone.
They have seemed to have loaded this girl onto a cart and have the cart's slowly disappearing off into the distance.
Okay.
I think we need to be lights is shining up ahead. We gotta get on our donkey and ride to rescue her. I say, still lying on the floor.
Wraith looks down, frowning. Well, yes, I suppose, maybe. Who knows why she's been taken away? Could be that she's done something terrible. But, well...
I think it's more, I think she's going to get married off. Because she's just inherited a vast sum of money. Andrew's just like looking at the book and looking at the note, just like waving the note. So, I think she's an heiress.
No, she had lots of hair on her. I saw it with my eyes.
Is he alright?
As Victor is now asleep on the floor.
Had a little
Can
bit too much to drink, it seems.
Can I take a pen and start drawing squiggly shapes all over Victor's face?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta roll.
not
You gotta roll
anything
dex
particular.
to see if you're sneaky enough. Else I'll notice.
You're asleep.
Should I?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You're asleep. You're fine.
Not drawing
Fine.
anything particular, it's just squiggly marks.
So currently you're drawing squiggly marks on Victor's face with some sort of marmalade you found on the table.
Junie, don't do that. You'll attract the ants. That's how you get ants.
Looks at the butter knife, looks at the marmalade, looks at both of you, and starts flicking marmalade.
Junie, no! No, bad kitty!
Oh.
Bad kitty.
Ugh.
Knife!
Well,
You can keep, I didn't say anything about the knife. You can keep the knife. I said don't plaster marmalade all over. That's how you get ants. Nothing about a knife. Keep your knife.
She looks around, no ants. Continues just painting marmalade to Victor's face.
nobody can say that you didn't try.
I distinctly feel that the caliber of this party is somewhat dimmed in recent weeks.
Yes, I didn't want to say myself. But, well...
I mean, I know I had a rough patch those past few weeks where I was, Oh, wait a minute, you did it. I forgot about that.
Oh. Well... let's have a look at that document, why not? And he tries to take the document and change the subject as quickly as possible.
Yes, let's swiftly move on.
Are there any seals or anything, any signs of authenticity about this beyond that text?
It looks very. It does look. The handwriting looks rushed, but it does. When you read the full sort of lawyer speak of it, it does say that I, Sebastian. Someone give me a last name. Someone give me a last name.
Anderson.
I, Sebastian Anderson, leave my world wealth to Tiffany. I revoke any previous wills I have made, and it has been dated this month.
Is there a
Any
lawyer's
wills
mark or
previously
anything?
made? Oh wait, no, I'm asleep. Sorry.
What was that, Eden?
Is there a lawyer's mark or anything to show a witness?
There is,
this?
yes. There is an obvious lawyer's sort of wax seal at the bottom. You recognise as one of the more expensive lawyers of the area.
I thought you were
Like
going to
my
say.
character's kind of by osmosis now gained knowledge of lawyering things.
Yeah.
He's done it enough times.
Well, you know,
Maybe
practice.
you should get a point in it.
Yep.
Add a skill.
Well, I mean, who else would have a wax seal with some sort of loaf in the middle of it? Has to be a lawyer.
Very true. Certainly
I
not
was-
a baker, not around these parts.
I was going to ask if the trace, how you identify something has been done by a lawyer is trace breadcrumbs around the signature.
No,
That's
you
how
know,
you know it's
it's a
proper
true
lawyer.
traditional Orlesian lawyer when there's croissants in it, but yeah.
Ah, yes, of course. I forgot where we were.
Okay. Noting this, he passes it back to Ruth and says, well, that seems that there's some local lawyer that's been witness to this at the very least. Maybe that's a starting point. At least to get some more information about what's happened here. If we're really that fussed about this girl, I mean, it sounds like you had a good time up there. I don't know what you're up to or anything.
Watching Amy's face just like, oh no.
No, you all froze for me. That's why I'm like staring at you, going, I'm waiting for it to unfreeze so everything comes back, and nothing came, and I was like,
Oh.
oh no.
The other one getting the weird computer freezes this week.
Oh joy! It froze earlier though. I did.
Gremlin.
What was that? Because all I heard was. Oh, it's funny looking at Amy and Ruth, and I'm like, okay now.
Basically, Rafe handed you back the document saying that it looks like it's been done by some sort of recent lawyer.
All right then. So we can
And
assume
as
that
do we care about this girl? You look like you had a good time.
she played chess marvelously apparently, but the other girl had a better long game.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, the caliber in Orlais is growing at least.
The barman is just looking at you, kind of like, never heard it called that before.
He's got a little notebook. It's just like jotting down some notes. Like, oh, that's a new one. I got a long list of all the names that people have called it. Never heard that one before, though. Chess.
Chess. This one, good
Chess.
long game.
Yeah, it's just gonna take the and put it back in the book. This must be it's obviously a recent death then, so we should maybe inquire who this lord is and what is he local? I'm assuming he's local, given that she's here, but well, she's not here now, but.
Oh yes, perfect idea. And, well, thinking about it, her employer is right here, and he gestures over to the barman. Suppose we should start here.
Alright, how can I help you then?
Who was Tiffany before she was carted out of here?
Oh, Tiffany was one of my best. She said she just put her notice in though, so apparently she's already headed off. I thought she'd at least finish the night, but oh well.
I don't. She didn't go willingly. They kind of just barged in and interrupted her match. And
Well,
then
you know, she does have very
licked it.
desirable clients.
Yes, but it's a bit rude.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, they should wait, but you know, them town guard, I don't want to get on the wrong side of them.
So why? Who's running the town guard then? Is it the lord?
Oh yeah, it's Lord Sebastian Anderson. Yeah, he runs a local, he runs a sort of village area. He's got a very big house, just about 5 minutes down that way. He runs it all from there. This village down the road there. He sort of charged the whole area. This big, massive family too.
Oh, big family. Lots of kids then.
Oh, aye. Many mistresses as well, they say.
I see. Tiffany, I'm assuming might have been one of his bastards then.
Oh, I wouldn't be saying that. You know, if the Lord Lady found out, she'd have them all beheaded.
Oh.
Terribly jealous is Lady Anderson.
Oh, there's a Lady Anderson.
Oh, aye.
Right, well, that slightly complicates matters, doesn't it?
Begs questions of whether or not there might be some, I don't know, resistance to this will.
Should we really be bothering with these affairs of the since
Nobility.
nobility? Yes, thank you, Bard. You woken up now.
Just looks on the
Juniper
floor.
is going to tug on someone's sleeve, probably Wraith's, and go, "What's a will?"
I've woken up. I'm trying to clean my face off with water, and it's helping to wake me up.
Wraith will crouch down and try his best to explain what a will is to Juniper in the meantime.
You know all those people you throw knives at?
Not all of them have wills.
When they're gone, their possessions go to people. And it's not like when our friends die and we just take their stuff. Sometimes they want it to go to particular people.
Like their mum.
But will the will work?
Well,
Well,
we'll
not
have
if
to
it's
see how
us who
good their
killed
lawyer
them.
is.
You need a good lawyer, yes.
You all kind of spoke at once there. What did you say?
Sorry. I said, well, we'll have to see how good their lawyer is.
Why not just take?
Well, in civilized society, you see, and he's kind of at a loss to kind of like, how does he go further with this? To be like, if you're not getting society in general, like,
Because Junie, if you're caught, you'll be hung. So to avoid that,
very awkwardly at her coat and then look really guilty.
Food for thought for the future, right? It's fine for now. Just bear it in mind. And if in doubt, try not to get caught.
I don't get caught.
Yes, I'm very aware you don't get caught. You're very good at what you do.
Stabbies! Stab. Around again.
Stabbies indeed, yes. Right, shall we go and try and rescue this poor damsel, or are we just going to leave her to her fate?
well, there's no sign of Yevon around here to give us guidance. I guess it falls on our morality. And he looks around wearily at the group, kind of with a look of like, I have no idea where this could go.
Ruth's just kind of just like he's like half cocked an eyebrow, going, "We don't really need to do this. We could just fuck off. We could just like not bother with the Grey Wardens. We're technically free, and I have a new lease at life."
Well, are we really free with these marks on our arms? Surely somebody's going to come and track us down eventually if we don't do the right thing. And, well, thinking about what's happening in those villages we left behind us.
Wait, how many people have we met on our travels that are not doing the right thing and no consequences have happened except us?
This is fair.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Really.
Ruth's having a whole sober moment.
Like, when was the last time we actually saw someone who wasn't a dickhead?
The alcohol has just truly left your system at this point, and you're thinking clearly for the first time in weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
the rum's out of the system now.
What am I doing
could
here? Why am I
leave.
bothering?
you can just go home to the
We could
Dalish.
just be
No,
freelance.
Ruth
with it.
can't go home to the Dalish. No, I don't want to go to the Dalish. I really don't want to go to the Dalish.
I want to know why now.
I don't want to go there. Yes, let's go rescue this poor damsel then, and not talk about my Dalish kin. Thank you.
Yes,
We're gonna
feel
sneak out the door now.
perhaps for the sake of us all, we should probably do the right thing for once. Not that I'm saying we do the wrong thing ever, really, but, well,
I'm gonna
Today
say,
we shall choose to be good. Is that
I
what you're
saw
saying?
what you did 3 days ago, and that was not the right thing. So I got my eye on you.
Wait, I'm not sure who he's pointing to. Is he pointing to me or is he
I'm
pointing to you?
pointing. Yeah, I'm pointing to you.
He's pointing
Oh,
to
yeah,
one
where'd
of
you
you,
be?
neither of you are sure which. He's sort of swaying back and forth. Easily covering both of you.
Ruth has no recollection of what happened that whole episode because he was so drunk, and then
Yeah, we
automatically
know.
sobered afterwards. So he's just like, I know nothing. I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
I
our
suppose-
master scheme there was
Fun.
morally questionable.
highly morally questionable.
Let's leave it at that.
Yes.
Morally questionable.
Wraith looks at Ruth warily. Well, let's move along, shall we, before I learn more than I perhaps ought to about whatever happened the other day. Oh,
I don't know.
my blessings, I was in the morgue again.
I don't know. Think.
All right. So you walk outside and you see the tracks of the cart that seem to have taken the girl away. If anyone wants to follow the rough, are you taking your own cart or are you going on foot?
How big is the town village area that we're in?
It's quite a smallish little hamlet.
So it probably
Probably
shouldn't
just walk.
necessitate, presumably, taking the cart.
Yeah, I think we should just walk. Just follow them, because then that way we can get an idea of like the area a bit better and surroundings and stuff as we walk up.
Soak in the sights and smells.
Okay. So you begin following the cart on foot. Does anyone want to roll tracking for this, or?
I think I can. I have tracking.
I do not.
All right. Roll tracking.
And, just
I can roll
three.
awareness.
Come on, computer. You can do this. 5.
Ginny gets about 2 or 3 meters down following the cart tracks, and although there's an obvious cart track leads forward and off to the side, she gets distracted by a sort of small woodland passage that leads into some very thick trees with a very strong animal smell to them.
She sees a squirrel.
I got a 14.
Okay. Well, you can see where the path goes. Are you going to stop Juniper, or are you going to let Juniper go and investigate the squirrel?
She's on her tippy toes, kind of doing that leaning back and forward owl thing that cats do.
Ruth's of the opinion that he knows that even if he tried to stop her, she would probably try and get it anyway. He's just like, no, I'm not gonna even just let her do her thing.
Let the cat be a cat.
Yeah, save my hands from trying to stop you.
Alright.
Can I roll to zoom after the squirrel?
You can roll to zoom after the squirrel?
Am I rolling dex?
Yes.
Cool, cool, cool. $12.
Yep. You shoot off at greased lightning into the bushes, catch the squirrel. Everyone else kind of wasn't ready for this sort of like lightning bolt of straight into the bush. So the bush sort of rattles for a second as Juniper runs through it and then goes incredibly still. Did anyone else have a reaction, or is it just like, oh, the cat's gone again?
Just
Yeah, I
wondering
think
where the
Cat's gone again.
Yeah, Wraith is just, whoop.
and she's off.
Please tell me I just popped out back with the squirrel again.
Let's see. Let's do a roll and see how how it's gone. Yep, you reappear a moment later with this very blood-covered and still twitching squirrel in your mouth.
I'm gonna walk over and drop it at Ruth's feet.
Food.
With a very contented look on her face.
Thank you, Ginny. You can keep that in your pack, and we'll have it later. Or you can
Yes.
run back and give it to Manny, and Manny'll take care of it.
She's just gonna cram it into a backpack for later.
Just gonna
One of the
look-
pockets. It's
Crudely,
probably skewered on a knife.
crudely stuffing it in with bones snapping as it's made to fit. Yep.
Just all making faces at it, just going, oh god, yeah. Well done, Judy. Well done, Judy. Oh god.
Yes, well hunted. Well, those tracks. Juniper, did you see? I guess you didn't. Does anybody know where we're going right now? I've lost track of these things.
We're going over here. This way.
Alright.
Onwards then.
So after about maybe 20-30 minutes of walking, you see on the horizon like a very large sort of manor house with a large sort of very elaborate looking iron gate around it. and as you approach, you see the two guards at the gate look like they're dressed for mourning, as in there's a funeral going on.
Yeah, so he has died. Okay.
As we're approaching, Wraith turns to the rest of the group. Well, it looks like it's quite a somber occasion. Is anybody feeling confident to take the lead on this?
I think Jennifer's just kept walking.
Oh,
She doesn't even take the lead, she just keeps going.
In a world of her own, looking at butterflies occasionally, just...
Occasionally pulling the bedraggled scroll out and kind of with all the knives clattering in it.
So at this point, when you hear one of the guards sort of turns towards Juniper, doesn't even raise a weapon or anything, just goes, "Oh, who goes there?"
No, go away. Go away. Keep driving. Thank you. Juniper's just going to look at him and go, "Funeral."
"Oh, you one of the dear departed's his friends? Are you a relative?"
And just pick up a flower off the ground and go, "Funeral."
Oh, he looks at the other guard. The other guard just shrugs at him and he goes, "I guess you can go in." He sort of gestures. Juniper walks past, and as soon as Juniper walks back, he turns back to the rest of you and goes, "Right, who's next?"
Oh, we're distant cousins. We've come to pay our respects.
Oh, all right.
Don't mind Junie. She really greatly loved her uncle.
He goes, "You got the list there, Harold?" You go, "Yeah." And he pulls out a small list of what looks like very finely written names, and he goes, "What's your name?"
Oh, you. I'm afraid it's a little embarrassing. We're actually not on the list. We're on the other side of the family that kind of fell out. That's why we're not there. That's why.
He scrolls through and he sort of gets to the bottom page and turns over, and he goes, "Are you Ferguson?"
No, we're the other side.
Oh. Turns the
No,
page
we're not
over and looks at
associated
it,
with those ones.
turns the page over and looks at it very intently and just stares like he's really trying to focus. And then as he looks up, you see the page is completely blank in front of him and he's just been staring at nothing. But his face tells you he's been looking at something.
I'm just going to go in.
I'm just gonna. At this point, I'm gonna sort of wander off to one side and see if I can find another way in, because I've heard music being played. And I'm like, I want to evaluate their skill. I imagine they're probably better than me, but you know, I've got a one-string lute.
Oh no, we've got Tam Tam again.
No, not for
I
long.
was just thinking that.
Oh no.
At the next big city, he's off ski. He don't want any of this adventuring nonsense.
I'm surprised he is still with us.
I'm surprised as well, but he hasn't found a better place yet, which is saying something.
Fair enough.
In 20 minutes' time, when he gets crushed by a grand piano, I'm going to feel so bad. Carrying on.
So will I. You know how annoying it is to have to make another bloody character every time? It's my pain in the ass.
Anyway,
Especially because I
on.
keep forgetting until the day. I'm like, oh, I died. Oh well. 1 week later. Oh crap! I died.
Alright, well, so as Victor goes off to find another way in, and Ruth and Wraith sort of slowly manage to easily convince the guard to just let them pass, and Juniper's sort of wandering around looking at flowers. You'll go inside the manor house itself. It looks like there's the front of the manor house, which looks like it's got quite a large fountain. There's to the left, which looks like it leads to sort of servants' entrance, and there's to the right, which looks like there's a sort of bunch of tents set up. It looks like it's some kind of impromptu sort of catering area for the funeral. There's a lot of people in very quite distinct finery wandering around.
how much do we stand out? on the crowd.
Quite.
Yeah, we're like going to be like in the background, huddling into like the corner as much as possible, like not drawing attention to ourselves. Like,
I feel like
we stick out like a zone.
Wraith's robes might ingratiate him a little bit with the black vibe and just the general
The
downward.
thing you notice most is that none of you have any kind of hat, which everyone else seems to have.
Uh-huh.
oh,
Excuse me, I have a cap with a feather in it.
Of course
think.
you do.
Oh wait, no, hang on, this is the wrong character sheet. Hang on.
Would it be appropriate to put your hood up, if given circumstances? Or would that just look even more... I don't know, Wraith does it anyway. Screw
put your
it.
hood up,
Wraith
yeah?
puts his hood up to
Okay.
cover his head.
Okay.
Could pretend
yeah,
to be a
Ruth
monk.
does the same. Ruth does the same, and like tips his head a bit forward, so he's kind of like a bit monk-ish.
At this point,
Oh.
2 or 3 sort of the nobles walk over. They're obviously slightly inebriated, and they go, "It's good you're here from the Chantry. We sent word. They were very rude. They said they wouldn't send someone for several more hours."
What? I got some of that.
Oh, I got
was
some of that
did it
as
not
well.
cut out? Oh, fucking Discord. Basically, they just drunkenly slur at you that it's good the Chantry finally sent someone. They were waiting, said they would wait a lot longer for it. They were very rude.
Oh yes, we are from the Chantry. Indeed.
That's
Here
good,
to
good.
commit the correct rituals, of course.
Good. Have you seen the body?
No, we have yet to examine the body. We would very much like to. And he nods towards Ruth sagely in a kind of like,
Yes.
And they one of them puts their arm around you and slowly starts sweeping you towards the front door of the house. What's Juniper doing at this point?
Galloping in the field behind. Having a glorious time chasing butterflies.
There are a lot
I
of
don't
butterflies in the
noticed
land.
you're gone.
Yep.
Just having her own party.
So
Yep, I got a snack, I got my knives, and I got running. Running is fun.
all right.
Got the zoomies.
So Ruth and Wraith are escorted into the building itself. They're led to a room on the left, which seems to be quite a large dining room, which it seems to be set for dinner for what looks like maybe about 30-40 people. It's a massive table, and in the middle of the massive table is an open casket with a body lying in it. There you are. Just if you need to touch him up or anything, I'm sure you've got your stuff. The mortician you sent earlier was terrible. He smelled so badly. We'll get another drink. And they sort of stagger out behind. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess we're being left to our own devices. I wouldn't normally operate with so many people around, though.
Yes, well, let's do this examination quick and find the girl and. Well, I don't want to be here much longer than we have to be.
Well, perhaps while I look at the body, you could perhaps try and figure out if there's anybody in this room that, well, if anybody of status, anybody that perhaps even lives here. Maybe we could get the lay of the land a little bit.
I'm assuming that the lay of the land is that the lady of the house has murdered her husband. That is what my opinion is.
Well, let's have a look at this body and find out if he's been poisoned or stabbed. We don't even know how the man died.
He named a bastard his heir. Of course she murdered him.
Ruth's just looking at him.
Wraith is just weary and not used to quite so many shenanigans all the time. He's just like, well, I guess given the run of luck we've been having, it's perfectly reasonable to think, well, so let's have a look then. And kind of makes his way forward.
So you make your way forward. You stand up onto the table itself. It's a very sturdy, heavy table beneath your feet, and as you sort of walk to the middle of the table itself, you see this quite bloated-looking fat man in this huge coffin. Basically, everything from like the shoulders up is like bright purple. It's as if he either suffocated or had a massive cranial bleed. but it's bright purple. The rest of his skin is incredibly pale. The look on his face definitely says something was wrong, and his eyes looked like they were almost popping out of his face.
He looks absolutely awful.
I don't like the colour of him at all. And Wraith leans in to have a look at his veins in particular. Is this purple colour running through the veins, or is it just kind of like the flesh itself? Because purple veins is something that we've seen, and you'd be extra cautious if that's the case.
It looks... You can still see the veins as well as this. It looks like there was some kind of bleed, as I said. Okay. So you can still see a lot of the veins are intact, but there's definitely something weird going on.
Doesn't look like corruption of the Darkspawn variety at the very least. And he continues to poke and prod and look for anything that is in his morticianly kind of like expertise. Is anything immediately standing out as the cause of death or something like that?
He does seem to have slight redness around his neck.
Okay.
Well, slight more like indent redness around his neck. What's Ruth doing at this point?
Ruth would like to examine the room around and just see if he can get a feel for like the people, because they seem like idiots to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, the
seem a bit too happy.
The room around, obviously the best silver has been used for all the cutlery that's laid out already. The goblets that sit next to the cutlery also seems to be of very fancy looking glass. Everything seems incredibly neat and tidy. And the walls are covered in what looks like paintings, and one of them you recognise is a massive painting, like maybe a good couple of metres by a couple of metres. And it looks to be the man that you can see in the coffin on top of a very small looking horse.
okay.
It's a very small horse for a very large man. And I'm not sure how that works. That poor horse. Well, they're certainly ready for this to be an occasion. But I suppose it's the death of a lord, so it would be an occasion, I suppose, but... It seems a bit perfect, is it not?
Well, I mean, I've not attended many Orlesian funerals, and he looks around the room while continuing to kind of like feel the man's neck and get a sense of like, did it snap? Was this like a hanging? Or is this a strangulation? Is what he would try and discern from that whilst having a casual conversation.
Right. At this point, the door at the other end of the corridor opens, and a woman who looks like she's in maybe 50s, looks very Orlesian, and you hear a, "How dare you! Get off the table with my husband's body!"
Oh.
And she stomps forward, and she's got literally about 4 rings per finger, about 19 different necklaces, a huge ball gown with studded jewels all the way around it, and what looks like a tiara. She stomps forward and goes, "What? How did you get in here? What are you doing? Get off of his body!"
Madam, we're the Chantry.
What? The Chantry have already been. I sent them away.
No. The ones that you had were, well, the previous man said that they were incompetent.
Well, they were.
So,
they turned up. They said he looks like he's been killed, and then they said they wouldn't bless him for the baker. So I sent them away.
why would they do that? Why would they say that he had been attacked when obviously he hasn't been attacked?
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
Well, why? But I'm just curious, madam. Why would they say such a thing?
I mean, they thought it was problematic to have to cut him down before putting him in the casket. They couldn't just leave him there. I didn't see a problem with it.
Cut him down from where?
The banister.
Oh, mortal sin. I see.
I thought we could just leave him up there till he rots, but no, we have to put him in a box because the maker doesn't bless those that hang from the ceiling.
How is the rest of the room reacting to her talking like this?
There's only like 2 or 3 servants at the moment that are still sort of like preparing the last of the cutlery, and they just seem to keep their head down, and every time she speaks they seem to sort of cower slightly more and move away from her if they can.
Oh, she's horrible.
How imposing is she? Like, I'm trying to get a better mental image. Like, how tall is she? Is she
She's
slender? Is she
about-
big?
She's
Like,
about maybe 5'2". She's about as broad as she is tall. She's got a very sort of Queen of Hearts feel to her.
okay.
Okay.
Wraith mutters under his breath, I don't like her at all. I think you might have been right all along.
Ruth is kind of like biting back from being like, I told you so. And,
She does a sort of stare towards Ruth and then goes, "Now, what do you do? What will you do to his body to make it more? Do you not just put a lid on that, put some wood across it?"
First we have to cleanse it of the
Oh, he doesn't need that.
mortal sin.
He does not need that. He can be fine in box.
But you really do want him to be cleansed because that way the haunting doesn't happen. And
Yes. We wouldn't want anything like that to infest this this beautiful manor of yours.
his spirit won't be at peace, so you may inadvertently get a haunting, depending on your if you don't cleanse
I
it.
suppose if that's the case, then yes, fine. Get on with it. Get on with it. I think you should take him out of this room. Take him into the back. There's room with those filthy girls in there. Take the thing in there. Deal with it there. Just bring it back when it's covered.
Of course, madam,
Yes.
of course.
Certainly.
Help them. And she kicks this small servant that seems to be sort of polishing the silverware, and they emit a sort of light howl and then run over and start trying to help you haul this massive casket into the back room.
Thank you very much, madam.
She sort of storms out. "I expect this room to be repaired in 1 hour. If the guests cannot be seated, you will all feel my wrath." And just comes and slams the door behind her.
Well, she's positively awful.
Yes, quite the relief she's gone. And if nothing else, we can get this body away and I can have some proper time to really investigate. I couldn't quite discern whether or not it was a neck break or if it was an asphyxiation.
Well, she said you found him hanging in the
She did it, we know that much.
Well, it sounds like she put a rope round his neck and then hurled him over the banister.
Yes, I suppose the
Oh,
actual
blood.
cause of death is moot at this point.
Do we need stabbies?
not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Where
We
are
need to
me
find
and
the
Juniper
girls.
at this point?
Yes, you guys go.
Victor is currently outside, attempting to sort of join in with the funeral band that are playing some songs. They're playing sort of very generic Orlesian funeral music.
Fair enough.
I think I might
That's
be attacking
some-
the catering tent.
Juniper is hunting the catering tent.
I'm like snooping around. I'm like stealing
I'm
things off people's
There's
plates.
quite a large display of what looks like some kind of stuffed swan that they've left the wing feathers on, and Juniper is basically like slowly like stalking it, debating how to like get it out of the room with everyone watching it.
I like the Juniper is hunting the food tent. Has got some strong "I attack the gazebo" vibes.
Right. So
At this point, having managed to sort of get around the guards, I'd like to sort of try and follow where our what were they, chancellery, quote unquote, friends have gone.
your chantry, they have been. You don't know where they've gone at this stage.
Okay.
At this point,
So I'll just make small talk,
okay.
see if I can glean anything useful.
the next thing you know, like a song starts up that you're sure you know. Roll music.
Oh, balls. Do I even have music? No.
I thought you did have music in this.
Oh, I do have music, yes. Sorry, I couldn't say it for a second. It's Dex.
Alright. So,
Yeah,
although everyone has started a very sort of infamous Orlesian funeral tone visual song called Lay Him to Rest, you have started leading the song instead in the opposite direction to a very similar song about a sort of a tavern maid that starts the same in tune.
Oh, balls.
Some of the
That's
people
not
in the
good.
band start following you. The rest stop playing and just kind of go. They're not sure which
Some of
direction
them are
this is
playing
going.
along. Some of them are playing. Some of them are playing. No, this is the one. Others are like, no. He's the right one. And then there's some in the middle who are just like, what?
So
What
yes,
am I playing here?
half of the group are playing the "Lay Them to the Rest" original traditional song, and the other half are playing Susanna, the wonderful whore of Orlais.
Lovely. Just what you want to hear at a funeral.
Susanna, the wonderful whore of Orlais. So yes, you notice the guests at this point. Half of them are sort of. They're all drunk. So half of them are very slightly dancing to the more upbeat side, and the other half are quite. They look a little bit shocked that this upbeat music is being played at a funeral.
It's what he would have wanted.
It's what he would have wanted.
So as we will cut back to Ruth and Wraith, who pull this corpse with the help of this servant into this back room, and immediately as you pull it in and drop the casket down, you hear a voice in the back saying, "Please help." And you look up and there's 4 or 5 different girls, including the one you recognise from the bar, in a quite small cage.
What is she doing with you girls?
Oh, this won't do at all.
She,
Are you alright, ladies?
at this point, a very depressed-looking chef who's obviously very, very drunk walks in and looks at her and goes, "Alright, does anyone know how to prepare?" He gestures vaguely in the line of the girls. I've been told I've just cut them up and served them. I don't want to do this. Could one of you just, because I don't want to do that bit.
No, we won't be doing any of that, and you won't be doing any of that ever again. And Wraith walks up to him. How does he compare physically to Wraith?
He's a lot shorter than Wraith. He's very drunk. He's swigging from a bottle of, like, some sort of brandy.
So would I if I'd just been told to cut up some people and serve them as food.
Wraith puts up one bony finger and prods him right on the top of the forehead in like a sharp jab to see if he can topple him.
You just poke him and let's see what he does.
I like the idea that it's just
He
like,
just falls straight over and lands on the floor. He goes,
That
"What are you
happens.
doing that for?"
So I've seen a lot of people in your condition recently. You just lay there and have some rest. And he, looking at him, is there a key? Like, has he got a key belt, or if he's not got one, Wraith's going to kneel down and start rifling through pockets to try and find something.
You kneel down, start rifling through pockets. You eventually find, you eventually just find a set of keys in one pocket. He very feebly tries to fight you off.
No, you just sleep. You've done enough work for the day.
bonk. I like the idea that you were gonna flick him and just like you were gonna prod him and say, "Is this how your mother raised you?" But you didn't get that far before he just collapsed.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of moralizing going on here. Grabbing the key, then he turns around and throws it over to Ruth and goes, "Here, let the girls out."
Alright.
And Ruth just goes over and starts unlocking the door.
You gotta serve the guests something.
We can.
eyes the body.
No, not that body. There's another body we could use.
There is?
Well, there will be.
Oh, I see.
It's a good thing this is a conversation taking place in the ether, as it were.
Yes.
Rafe,
Sorry, yeah.
Like,
At this
we're
point-
declaring that cannibalism, or at least enforced cannibalism, is on the menu today. I don't know.
She's
I
gonna
was
get her
gonna see if I...
comeuppance.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
one of the girls opens the back door, and you notice that the cart that you recognise that was outside of the inn that you started with is just outside. And as you lean out and look to the left, you see Victor standing next to leading the orchestra, and you watch as some violin player has got up and is walking over with looking like the intent to thump him.
Bruce is not sure if he should intervene or not, to be honest.
I mean, it's a good distraction for you guys.
Yeah.
And we all know how my distraction attempts normally end up.
Yeah, it was just gonna be like, Rafe, the bard is doing something, so I'm just gonna leave him doing that, whatever he's doing.
Okay.
Let's hurry up and get these.
As you watch, Victor is very deep in his barding, as I said, traditional looking, very thin violin player has got up, walked over, and has just punched him square in the face.
Okay. How am I going to react to that?
And while
react?
Victor is reacting to that, you sort of look to the right, and Junie is standing there with this massive swan in her mouth. That looks like it's been, sort of cooked and prepared and just sort of there, but it's not been touched apart from the slash marks from Juniper stealing it from the tray. It's like it's like dripping very thick gravy onto the floor.
I got you fit.
Just this amazing mental image of just you guys just like look right, look left, back in the house.
Just like close the door.
Just
Close the door.
Another day
Don't
with
leave
the
that
plan is
there.
in full swing.
let's leave that for later.
I might have to head
Oh,
off,
God.
honestly, because
Yeah,
exhaustion
you-
has kicked in.
No problem, honey.
Yeah.
We'll just
Fair
have Junie disappears into
Yeah.
the growth with her swan.
Just run off with the chicken, the
That's me
swan.
for the episode. Happily nomming away in a bush somewhere.
Om nom
No
nom.
problem, hon.
Rest up,
Go
hun.
rest well.
Yeah.
See you
guys.
soon.
See you later,
Catch you
honey.
next time.
Bye.
Enjoy your swan.
Take it off. I will have a quick look and see if I have any other overlays that would work. I don't think I do, but we'll see. Anyway, so carry on.
Oh bloody! Oh, so I got to react to this.
So you've
I've just been
you've just been thumped
I've
in the
been
face.
thumped in the
by this.
nose. Well, I'm gonna smack him with my loot, of course, in a sort of uppercut sort of fashion.
Okay.
What am I rolling for this? Dex? Strength?
If you're doing a sort of brawling, it would be strength.
Oh dear. Surprisingly high for me.
Let's see what you got. Yes, you smack him under the jaw. He flies backwards. Blood spurts from his nose. He lands on the ground. And as he does this, more
Wait,
of
hang on. Can I please request that he didn't fly onto the ground, he instead flew towards the drum kit and made a...
Okay. So he staggers back into the drummer. This has
Thank
led
you.
to more people stopping playing and starting having a fight.
Old feuds rise up again. Grudges are laid
So
bare.
yes, there's a couple of people having a fight now, including someone who's pulled the man out, the former drummer who has pulled the man out of the drum kit and punched him in the face. So a small brawl is breaking out while those playing the traditional music are sort of winding down, but those playing the more jaunty songs are continuing.
Oh, great. Wait, is my loot okay?
Yes, your loot's fine.
Whew. Okay, well, I'm gonna start playing some kind of. I don't know if there's a in-law equivalent of the Benny Hill theme, but I'd like to start playing that.
I see. An in-lore version of the Benny Hill theme. Okay. Okay. So
I think in the meantime, Wraith will be, perhaps with Ruth, ferrying these girls onto the
we're
cart,
like
trying to get everybody ready to go.
we're getting all the prisoners out and like ready to like flee. Like, girls, here's your. Oh, we should maybe get them some money.
Here's a bit of bread. I know you're not lawyers, but you know.
Let's get them back to the inn, and maybe we can use that as a jumping-off point. But, well, we need to get our friend over there. Oh, he looks over towards the fracas that's starting to build up. We need to try and get his attention, I suppose, and get him onto this cart as quickly as possible, so we can get out of here.
Start singing at him.
Singing?
He's a bard. He can't resist a good song.
Yeah, emphasis on good.
Can't say that I've ever really sang. And he thinks for a second.
Just sing the three men went to kill a vampire. Come on. Three men went to kill.
that was the one I had in the head earlier, and I was like, no, I'm not going to use that
Kill a
again.
vampire.
I've used that song far too many times in this.
It's because it's a great song.
That's a great song. Well, wait, hang on. I do have an overlay. It again has Gimli on it, but I do have an overlay. It will do for now. 1 second. Let me just put that onto the screen.
I miss Gimli. I miss Gimli.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
There we go.
God damn it.
Right. So, yes, you. At this point, you hear you watch the fight kind of continue to break out, and then you hear "What is this?" and everyone sort of stops dead what they're doing, and you notice the woman from earlier bustle her way over and go, all of you are disrupting my poor husband's wedding. Funeral. My poor husband's funeral. I can't have any of this. All of you, line up over there. I'll have you all beheaded. Line up!
I would like to go full bard and roll for seduce. I've heard it is the done thing.
Alright, if that's your thing, Tom.
What modifiers? I've heard it's the done thing as a bard.
It would, well, we don't really
The
have
stereotype.
a stereotype.
Oh dear.
What am I rolling? Intelligence, awareness, dex, strength?
Awareness.
None of those. Oh, those. Okay, sure, awareness. Come on, I want to live the stereotype.
21. You walk over and you go, you kneel before her and you do the whole, I have never seen anyone as beautiful as you. She looks at you with her very cold stare. She reaches down, grabs you by the throat, pulls her into her bosom and squeezes you very tight.
I'm gonna die!
You see her your eyes feel like they're popping out of your head as she's sort of rolling back and forth, squeezing you close to yourself, going, I never thought I'd find anyone who replaced my Sebastian, but you will do so well.
I'm dead! I'm so dead! Oh my god!
So,
Oh my god!
while Victor does this, a lot of them are using this as an excuse to leave and are all running instead of lining up.
Oh, flee, my musical brethren, flee! I am a sacrifice, so you may escape and live.
But she's still sort of squeezing you close to her, rocking back and forth.
Oh, Jesus.
What's Ruth and Wraith doing?
Running, I imagine.
Just wide-eyed, open mouth. So what is happening?
Get in the cart.
Oh yes, well.
Get in the cart.
Oh
Where's
my
the
God.
cart route going to take us to get out of these grounds? Just out of curiosity,
take you
are
out
we
the
going to
door
be
you
passing through the crowd? Like how?
You
Like what's
will
the
be
logistics
going,
there?
coming out the door you came in, which is where a lot of the crowd are fleeing through.
If we were to make a go at it, would we get through without trampling people?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you
That's
don't like
fine.
the horses too much, you would be able to, yes.
Okay. We
On
shall.
the way, is there a path that we could perhaps pass by and maybe try and scoop up Victor?
As you head back, as you sort of take the cart round
I don't
and
think
start
that's gonna
heading,
happen. I think I'm gone.
Victor has been picked up
God
and
damn
has
it, I
been
didn't wanna
taken
make-
back into the house.
No.
There's another character sheet requirement.
No, you could escape.
I could escape.
You could escape.
Over here.
Oh, that's
We
good. That gives me someone to chase your characters for next month. The missus is very much wanting you back.
Well,
I get the
guess
feeling
we'll
I'm not
crack
gonna get
it.
out of that. I think
that
I'm
again?
stuck there now.
Hmm. So yes, yeah. At this point, as you're fleeing out, you notice that there's a small cart on the way in, which as you sort of slow to stop, a man in quite elaborate finery just looks over and goes, what is going on here? I'm simply in charge, the lawyer for this estate. What's going on?
Oh,
Rafe
conflict
looks
of wills.
Oh, well, he pulls a handkerchief out and sort of dusts the edge of his mouth. We notice there are quite obvious breadcrumbs on either side.
Oh, do you still have that?
Oh, sorry.
So do you still have that piece of paper?
Yes, I
Ah.
have the book. Yes.
Okay.
I should give it to back to Tiffany actually because it's hers. Really.
Tiffany, where are you? Darling, my dear, this is yours, and this man is a lawyer. I have bread, so I can give you a loaf of bread for your first meeting with this lawyer to fight for your estate.
Okay. So you basically hand her the stuff. She goes and speaks. She climbs onto the lawyer's cart. He sort of sits at the back of it and seems to go over things, whilst occasionally sort of lightly nibbling on the bread that he's been given. Are you going to wait with her, or are you going to head back on your
Yeah, I think we should probably wait with her.
own? Okay.
While we're waiting, Wraith is nervously looking over the shoulder back towards
Yeah,
the house. and
we
just be
could
like,
we could try and wait for Victor as well.
Like, we're giving Victor time to catch up.
Okay. After about an hour or so, I just realised I've just put that overlay there. It needs to go down here. So chat doesn't get
Ow!
blocked up.
Bloody hell! Your guys are patient.
Yeah. So after about an hour, the lawyer has finished his bread. He stands up and goes, "Yes, well, this house should be in his will. I just need to change a few things. Come." And he takes the cart into the next room. He walks inside. About 30 minutes later, there's an enormous, angry yell coming from inside, and stomping out of the house, free of all her jewellery and necklaces and stuff, is the woman from earlier. She's still clutching Victor close to her. And
Like a babe.
She goes, "Yeah, you'll never take this house from me. My husband loved me. He would never leave me on penniless in the street like you are doing. I can't believe you. I will come, young love. We will go and we will elope together and make a new life away from savages like this." And she starts walking off, still clutching Victor close to herself.
Wraith leans into Ruth and says, "Don't suppose you've got one of those stun bolts ready to go?"
I could have one on command.
I'm going to try and stun her to try and release our friend.
All right, if you want to
Also,
try and
she's-
stun, roll.
Also, she's a horrible human being, and I don't like her.
Roll int.
It's 5. 24.
Yeah, you shunk a stun bolt into her. Victor is dropped for the first time since he basically tried to
An hour and a half ago.
yeah. So you
What
immediately
happened during the hour and
lets
a
out a
half?
massive like
Don't ask.
on the floor, and you notice the purpleness slowly fades from his face as he's been slowly suffocated over time.
I'm surprised that lasted that long. An hour and a half? God, I can hold my breath for a long time.
Now you're free, Victor. Are you going to just run towards Ruth and Wraith, or are you going to just run away? What are you going to do?
Now, if I was a stereotypical bard in a D&D campaign, what would I do?
What would you do?
What would you do if you were a stereotypical bard?
I will go for the cart.
Hmm?
But before I do so, I will turn around and say something along the lines of, goodbye, my love. I shall write to you daily and return once I have made a fortune in the big city. Something like that.
Okay. And he runs towards the rest of you. At this point, the stun slowly wears off, and you see the woman sit bolt upright, stand up, and walk menacingly towards the rest of you as you start geeing the horses to get away. And at this point, you hear, "You will never escape, my love. I will always find you."
I know, dear. I shall wait for you with bated breath. And I'm like blowing kisses off the back of the car. That sort of stuff, you know.
Ruth's just like
full dramatic, you know.
Fucking bots.
Hey, come on! I've never done a stereotype before. I want it to be a stereotype.
I see. Okay.
right.
So as you take this cart back to the inn, I imagine you're going to leave from the other end relatively quickly rather than staying there for the night.
Probably.
Probably wise.
Alright, well at least you got a rested horse, so you all bundle on the cart onto your sort of very fancy cart and head off along the
Oh, yeah.
road. As the other girls girls start packing to go and live in with the house with Lady Tiffany.
Their half sister.
So yes, on that note then, the note of the bard escaping what might be an inevitable hilarious antagonist to chase you, we shall wait up.
I like that. I like that idea.
So does
I
anyone
did think there was a moment there where I thought, that's it. He's not coming back out of there. He's going to be ball and chained to that house.
Oh no, we got you out there. It's fine.
Alright, well, does anyone have anything else wish to add before we stop?
That was a ride. Bloody hell.
It was alright.
Yeah.
Juniper's, at some point, we're going to have to find Juniper in the woods and be like,
I'm assuming
Swan
I'm assuming we've like picked her up on the way out.
Yeah, I assume
Yeah,
Juniper
yeah.
will have been found somewhere, having
We
devoured
just-
most of the stuffed swan.
yeah, most of the swan has been eaten. I like the idea that as we're going through like a small wood, discussing how we find her, she just drops down from a tree onto the cart. Like,
Yeah. Hi.
well, that solves something.
Half-chewed butterfly in mouth. Yep.
I found a flutterby.
It doesn't like sound like the kind of thing Juniper would do, just reappearing from nowhere, the butterfly in her mouth. Alright, well, that'll do it for today. Let me just do our usual end of stream stuff. If you would like to get some more RPG goodness stuff, we have two affiliate sponsors who are fantastic. We have one which is dndice.co.uk, who do amazing plastic and metal dice. They're the ones that pretty much I use for every con I go to because I just love them. I think they're great. They are multiple of coloured, multiple of things. They're very, very, very nice little dice. And then also a 20% link with Gemhammer Gaming or gemhammer.com. They do things like the Dice of Many Things, Deck of Many Things, deck of like potion cards and stuff like that. They do lots of little sort of things to augment your game. All of it, fantastic stuff, all worth doing. So yes, if you'd like either of those two things, if you put Penance RPG at checkout, you will get money off them. They are all good. Apart from that, are you doing any more streams in the next week, Mr. Eden?
No, next week I'm off. I've got company next Saturday, so no Clone Hero, but I'll be back the next week after that with more blister-inducing, clicky-clack, plastic guitar good times.
No problem. If you'd like to look at Mr. Eden doing his Clone Hero streams, he is found over at Magic Eden. Amy is part of Verlaston. There's no Verlaston this week. It's next week, isn't it?
Yes.
Because this week should be me and Bellery, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yes.
you'll next see Amy next Sunday with the rest of us. You'll next see Mr. Tom on Tuesday because we'll be doing Bar Trauma as always. So I'll just run through our week. Tomorrow should be me and Bellery playing the cat dating sim that we've been trying to play for the last God knows how many weeks, but he's cancelled every time. If he doesn't cancel, we'll be playing the cat dating sim. It'll be good. If he does, then I'm doing something else. Me playing something.
One more week.
Yeah, another couple of weeks. Then Bar Trauma Tuesday, then some more indie horror after it. Wednesday should be me and Barry playing more of The Ascent. I still have no idea what the fuck we're doing in that game. It's just there. Then Thursday will be more indie horror weirdness. Friday will be more Raft, which again is Mr. Tom. And Zephy and Meow. Afterwards we might do some more Ghost Watchers because it's silly and fun. We kind of like doing it. And the next Sunday will be more Dark Tide. On the note of up and coming stuff, if you or anyone you know would like to be a part of the Halloween game we are running this year, because we do one every year, we'll be doing some pre-recorded ones where I will take them offline and we'll try and edit them for going live in October, and I'll be doing some live in October. So if you know anyone you would like to see be a part of the groups for it, I think we'll probably ask the same ones we did the last couple of years. So hopefully it'll be things like Love the Craftians, Metas Party Advantage as well, Flix X-Ray did a great group last year, a couple of things like that. We'll do some live ones, do some taped ones. So if you know anyone that you'd like us to be sort of like asked to be a part of Halloween this year, please just either hit us up or hit them up and tell them to shout us, either which way. Yay. But yes, that's enough rambling from me. I think we know nobody online. So unless anyone has a suggestion for anyone that they think we should go raid online, I think we will just wind the stream up and just call it cold there, sadly. But yes, thank you everyone who has been watching along tonight. There should be a new Ramblecast gone live as of this moment. I know in my luck I'll message Dragon and she'll be like, no, it's not going live for a reason. But as far as I'm aware, there should be a new Ramblecast on Listen tonight, which has lots of weird and wonderful things, talking about biscuits, talking about that weird TBH game we played. All good.
Biscuits.
Yes. It's a long rant about biscuits. Dragon's told me it's already far too long, but... Yes, anyway, I am rambling for no apparent reason, so let's just stop there. Thank you everyone who watched along. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Catch you next time. Good night.